Yo, what's good with y'all? We back. Parlay Junkies is in the building. Episode, I believe, 22.
22.
22. Damn. Shit. It's 22, year 26. Uh, NFL season just wrapped up. As of right now, football has been wrapped up until March. Then you got XFL, tapping it
Actually,
out
I'm
a
gonna
little bit.
tap into that
Yeah.
this year, bro.
That's not bad, actually. It's
I,
it's
I know.
It's a little weird how they play, but it's overall it's basically the same for real.
I feel like it's probably like a little. It's probably a lot closer now since the kickoffs are the same.
Yeah, but it's like I was saying some shit like the scoring is like a little different too, I believe.
Yeah, they got 3-point conversions and all that, I think.
Yeah,
So,
so we'll see. I mean, I don't think it should be bad though, because there's a bunch of like football players who are actually playing in that joint this year too,
that stuff. All right.
cut or whatever. So, but NFL has ended as of 24 hours now, I believe. Just around 24 hours now. NFL has officially come to an end. We have one team that stood above the rest, withstood all the challenges they have faced all season, and that team is the Seattle Seahawks. You know, shout out to Seattle Seahawks. They got the job done. Mac the Seattle Seahawks. You know, shout out to Seattle Seahawks. They got the job done. Mac McDonald, whatever his name is, E-I-E-I-O, he got the
Yeah,
job done.
yeah, you did.
Sam Darnold did what he had to do. He got the job done. The defense, as everybody knows in every sport across the world, defense wins championships. And that right there proves to you why defense wins championships. Seattle defense was lights out, bro. Their defense was lights out. And we're gonna have people that are gonna make up excuses. Oh well, O line this, O line that. You got to give it to the defense. The defense did what they're supposed to do. So you can't fault. You cannot give props where props is due on that game last night. Do y'all have any like opinions? Like, do y'all think it was like it should have been it was all the offensive line's fault or like
I
you know
mean, we watched Will Campbell get like bullied for like 60 minutes straight. He wasn't protecting nothing. I think Aaron said like in the group chat, he's not here, but he said like he didn't live by those words because he said he would die for Drake May. Well, he died on that field last night. Yeah, he had a terrible game. The whole line got cooked. I will say shout out to New England's defense because they did a pretty good job. They held them to like what 12 points a half, just kept them to field goals. The offense just couldn't get it done.
I mean, I think I'm gonna take a little bit more of a different take. I mean, I think that I'm gonna say Drake May is exactly who we thought Sam Darnold was in the big game. Time and time again. I mean, I think we've kind of just excused it and like because he's won, we haven't necessarily held it against him. But that's like his third bad playoff game in a row. And we make fun of CJ for having two bad playoff games, but he's
yes
just as bad. He set the record not only for sacks, but also fumbles as well this offseason or this postseason, which, like, while the O line definitely does have a part to play, protecting the pigskin it has to be his number one job. And he has to do a better job at that. And honestly, we saw him fold when we needed him to step up and make a big play. There were a lot of air throws. Uh,
Mhm.
Honestly, it really reminded me of like how Caleb used to play, like his first year in the league. Throws either way over someone's head, dirt balls, like you just it was unfortunate. But I I think Sam Darnold has now entered the upper echelon conversation, while Drake May has actually kind of like slid back to like mid tier.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I
Kind of
think it's
like
unfortunate. Go ahead.
it's kind of like it's obviously they two different players, but like the QB play was equivalent to what's his like the Cam Newton Super Bowl like. The lights was too bright for Drake May. And you're right, Sam Darnold is in them talks, bro. In the past two seasons, he's 28-6. two different franchises, two different coaches, two different rosters, and now he has a ring. Like we have to like you got to get some respect on the guy's name, bro. He's when it's time to
Tone,
step, huh?
Tone, I got a question then.
Yo,
Where are you going to put him in your top 10 convo?
he's he's not top five, no, for sure. I say he's around like that 8, 9 spot. No, no, I'll say around like that six. Like he's like
Okay.
he can crack the top five. I feel like he gets to the playoffs again this year, next year.
One more deep playoff run.
Yeah, he's top five, bro. He did a lot more than people expect him to be. They thought, oh, third pick for the Jets. He's booty. He ain't going nowhere. He's a bust. He won something that Lamar hasn't done or Josh Allen. Sam Darnold won. And Sam Darnold didn't. It
Don't
wasn't
forget, Baker was also in that draft
that's what
class
I'm
too.
saying. That, like he's like and it's like you can't excuse the fact that he didn't like he had valid wins too in the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
I, I mean, they did trounce the 49ers, but the 49ers also beat the defending champs while injured. And then he went on to beat the Rams. And then he went on to give belt to the Patriots, who a lot of people thought they were going to win. A lot of people thought the Patriots were going to win. Like they were like, "Oh, the Patriots making it back, so they're going to win this year." So I don't, I feel like Sam Darnold, he's in that sixth spot. He's going to crack top five for sure.
What
What you think?
about you, Saf? How you
I'm
feeling?
I'm probably sticking with what you said originally, Tone. I'm probably putting him like towards the end of that joint, 9, 8. Now, if he does something crazy next year, then we can start having those top five talks. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? What
I'm
about you,
not
E?
gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. It's time to admit it.
He might be top five, bro. He
I don't
might
know about
be.
I don't know about top five.
If we're gonna say, and while he's not necessarily a game changer, right, in the ways that I think a lot of the other elite quarterbacks that we automatically think of, like Lamar, like Josh, Patrick Mahomes. I think that he might be the best game manager in the entire league. And that might be the thing that sells him as a top five quarterback for me. Not because he's that type of player, right? He's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a Josh Allen, but he doesn't need to be. He just needs to be in the moment.
It needs to be Sam Darnold.
That's it. And I think that Sam Darnold, I mean, look at him. Like Tone said, he's the only quarterback with 30 wins in 2 seasons, except for Tom Brady. That's a fact.
Crazy, bro.
It's crazy. You start putting yourself in conversations like that. And I know that's just 1 year. It's just 1 year. But I think that they get better next year.
And you also got to think he did it last year, and he
Yeah.
had a great season last year.
And like for anything you want to blame on Sam Darnold, they were what, a 6-win team this year? I think it goes to show more about the team than what Sam Darnold really was.
Yeah,
New system, one off season, Super Bowl champion. It's
that's a fact.
crazy.
Really crazy to think about, bro. And it's like you said, you have someone put in the chat, like the running back play. Kenneth Walker. I told you, we said this last week. Kenneth Walker will be the game changer.
He didn't score though.
He didn't, but you know what he did though?
What's that?
Run that damn ball.
Yeah, he did.
He effectively ran the ball,
Yeah.
Very
and
effective.
I wasn't really surprised by his actions in that game because we seen what he did last week. I mean, the last, the division. We seen what he did and when he cooked the 49ers. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't, I wasn't surprised that he was going to go off. In my
I
opinion,
was a little bit because
you were
like I didn't
surprised.
necessarily look at the Niners as a really reputable defense after all the injuries that they had on the defensive side, especially in the run game. Like I feel like if you miss a player like Fred Warner, someone who go sideline to sideline, I feel like that hurts you and exposes you in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And Bosa he's always out, so he didn't get him either. So, but long story short, I do think that I don't know, it kind of shocked me a little bit. But something that was a little bit more surprising to me is that New England couldn't run the ball or get the ball out of the backfield at all. Like I feel like on outside
Was
of
that,
Drake May,
was that surprising though, bro?
I
We
don't know if
talked
it was
about it.
necessarily surprise.
I feel like we also was on the same accord last week. We talked about we said, how do you expect like a team like this? How like you? I don't think they understand how good Seattle front line is on defense.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was definitely the game changer. Shout out to the Marcus Lawrence. He showed out. He
Man,
showed
you know
out.
who I and shout out to Leonard, man.
Facts.
Always a Jet in my heart. Always will be a Jet. I salute you and Sam Darnold, getting y'all getting y'all a ring over there.
I guess my next question is, since it's the end of the season, who's you guys' next pick for next year?
I see like this is a good question
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I don't want to say anything, but I feel like low key the draft might determine a lot too this
I'm
year.
saying
This year
this year.
draft
You
could
saying
determine
that?
a lot.
I'm gonna throw something out there right now, then, since
Oh
you don't
my
want to put a
God,
name out there.
you gotta stop.
I'm gonna say it.
So you gonna
Just
say
say we
back to
go with
back?
the Dallas Cowboys. And I know that that might sound crazy. I know that that might sound crazy, but year two of GP and CD Lamb together, especially if they can be healthy, you guys shown that regardless of who's running the ball, right, you guys can have 1,000 yard rusher, and then healthy Dak Prescott with a decent line. I think you have at least a top five offense in the league. But then when the addition of a full offseason of not having now having Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams, I feel like one that's really going to shore up your defensive line. And what's the one thing that we've noticed about the past few Super Bowl winners? Their defensive lines have dictated the entire game. So I think that maybe there's a possibility. And while you guys might struggle a little bit in with guarding people with your corners, I think that maybe you guys can scheme a little differently to kind of protect them a little bit more. Maybe draft a corner,
Oh, we're definitely
pick
drafting a
one
corner.
up in free agency. I think that you guys have a chance, especially with a Philly team where you don't necessarily know what's next because they don't know who's actually going to be there. Can Jaden Daniels stay healthy all year? The Giants really don't know what they're doing. I think you guys are the obvious division winners, and then coming out of the NFC, I mean, there definitely is some talent there. I think you're gonna have to watch out on the Bears. I'm gonna say it again. You guys are gonna have to watch out on the Bears. But I think outside of that, you guys might have a chance, bro.
Only way I could see that is if our new DB coach, apparently he's like a guru, young guy. Like hopefully he retools us. We got a decent defensive coordinator. I don't remember his name, but like anything's better than Matt Everflus. So if we can have like a top 15, especially if we had a top 10 defense, that's a realistic. And for once, it wouldn't be like Cowboys solution. It'd be like what I'm saying, like something really realistic. I'm gonna say though, I don't see why Seattle can't just run it back. Like they're obviously like the best. Like
They also gonna
everything,
West had a
everything just
cupcake
fits well.
schedule this year too. I'm not gonna lie, the entire NFC West had a cupcake schedule, which means the next year after that, it's gonna be hell.
That's true, but then they got to the playoffs and then they did what they should have. They beat the Rams, the
Two divisional
49ers.
games, though. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, and then a bad team. Come on, bro.
What do you want them? What are we? We're talking about the Super Bowl champs. What do you want
No,
them
I
That's what
get
I'm
what
saying. We're talking about the Super Bowl champs here, bro. E,
to
we can't
say?
do this.
If
We can't do this week by week, bro.
they're the champs, bro.
They're the
I hear
Regardless,
champs.
what you're saying, but I think that the reason why they're not going to make it back is because of that reason.
They have the same team. They're gonna do the same thing.
I'm gonna put this like this: they can match up against anybody, so that gives them a shot, especially in the playoffs. As long as they make it there, I don't see no reason why they couldn't be like at least a top five seed. They make it to the playoffs, and now it's one game
That's what I'm
every
saying. The
week,
playoffs is one game, bro.
and now
Then
they
go
also
home.
have championship experience, and
I
that'll
hear what you. I hear you, but they played their division, which includes the Cardinals. Then they played the AFC South, and what's the other division?
AFC South not terrible. They're
The
not
AFC
the
South is
Jag
terrible.
the Jags.
They played the Colts
That's comp.
after. No, they played the Colts after Daniel Jones got hurt. They played the Titans, of course, who are a bad team. And then when they play, all right, you might got the Jags.
And the Texans. That's a good defense.
Okay, I'll give you that. I give you that. I just don't think that they're gonna have. How do I put it? The same type of luck. And they also played the NFC South. That was the other division.
Luck? Come on, E. That wasn't luck, bro.
That was just a light schedule. They played both South teams,
They
South
showed,
divisions. Come on.
but luck. You mean to tell me they made it to the Super Bowl
I'm
and
not saying
dominated
that they
like
made it.
that
I'm
off
not
pure
saying that
luck?
they. I'm not saying that they made it with luck. I'm just saying they're not going to have as easy of a schedule, like how I said at the beginning. They're not going to have as easy of a schedule next year. That's it.
Well,
I
yeah,
think that that played.
that's it. Since they're the winners, the league have to prove them wrong. The league have to prove them wrong, bro. As of right now, nobody in the league can beat
Do
them.
you know what the league does to Super Bowl champions? You
What does
play
it mean?
all the top tier talent next year, bro.
That's
What
supposed to
does
be your
that
first
mean?
in your division. Every division winner has to do that.
No, I get what you're saying, but all your free games are going to be against Super Bowl contenders because there are some free games in there. You get what I'm trying to say, Seth?
I guess.
They're going to play the Chiefs next year. They're probably going, and I can look up actually who they play next year.
That depends on the scheduling, does it not?
Well, the what's it called? It's every 4 years it rotates,
Yeah.
so you can kind
So
of gather who. Oh, okay, all right, yeah. So they already got done with the. They play the AFC West, the NFC East, and yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not crazy, bro. They could easily get three
they could
games out
easily
of
run it
the Eagles.
back.
They could get they're
So
getting
they
at
have to
least
play the
two.
Eagles, they have to play the Commanders away, they have to play the Broncos, and they have to play the Panthers. And that doesn't even include the 49ers or Rams.
So hold up.
Those are just the away games, by the way. Let me just tell you that. That's just the away games.
E,
And then
this is
at
just
home,
may I say one thing based off what you said earlier?
sure.
This is the same Eagles team that you said they have no clue who is on that team next year.
You did say that. You called us the division winners, so they're not even the best team.
Did you hear that I said that I was just naming the away games? I'm not saying like the Panthers, where I call them a Super Bowl contender. No. But does that mean that they're a walkover team? No. I don't think that the Eagles can be just walked over, and
That's
that's what I'm
true.
trying to say.
And but
But
the
then
thing
they
is,
still have to play. And my point was, they also still have to go home, play the Bears, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys.
that's true. But these are, I'm not going to sit here and be
These are
like,
all playoff teams.
that's true. But they're a playoff team too. They got a shot. It's not just oh they finna
Okay.
lose. Like when we do the pick'ems next year, we're not finna be just like you're not finna just sit there and be like oh these teams are gonna smoke the Seahawks. You don't have to sit there and think.
That's not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying to you, though, and this is my original premise. My original premise is the reason they got there is because they had a cupcake schedule, and next year their schedule is going to change. So if they only lost 3 games this year, what I'm trying to imply is I think that they're going to lose more games next year based off the teams who they're going to have to play.
There's not a single team in like the NFC for real that they in the playoffs, and this is my thing because like this, what you're saying essentially is that their seeding will be affected. They won't be the first seed, right? I'm not.
Agreed. And I
I
don't
don't.
think that they can go beat the Bears at home next year. I'm not taking them.
I don't know. It depends on how their defense looks. Because if it was this Bears this year, they'd beat the Bears at home. This playoff run, they would. Next year we'll see.
I disagree.
You think they would lose to the Bears this year in this past playoff run?
No,
Yes.
I
Wow.
don't believe that, bro.
I go look at the clips. I definitely said that there was a chance that the Bears make the Super Bowl if they go and play in Seattle. I said that. I said that 4 weeks ago.
But what happened?
They got beat by the team before that. They got beat by the Rams.
And then what did Seattle do to the Rams?
Okay.
That is low key the nice thing about the playoffs. Like technically speaking, whoever wins the Super Bowl,
Different
like
matchups.
So,
Like, come
wait, wait,
on.
wait.
Like, we're
I have a question for you, Mister. Mr. Ethan. So, based off your like logic, right? They had a cupcake schedule, right?
yes.
So, um, so given the fact they had a cupcake schedule, and week after week they were called frauds on this channel.
I didn't call them frauds, and I had them in my top five multiple times this year.
I think you called them a fraud at least, but you said like they weren't.
I
Who
had
do
them
you
in my
think they?
top five multiple times, and you guys all made fun of me except for
no,
probably you,
no,
Tone.
no, no. That was
Okay.
me. I had them in my top
Tone,
five, and niggas
what's
make
your
fun of me.
okay. All right,
Do we
yep.
have a clip?
Please
There
Is
go
should
that a
be
pull
clip
it.
there,
to be
there
to
should
be
be plenty.
inserted?
There's
There should be plenty of
definitely
clips.
Tone, what's up?
So I'm just curious. Like, so you really think this team next year, if they have the same team that they do this past season, plus the additions, whatever they have going on, do you truly believe this team will? You think they like how many losses do you think they will have?
Looking at this schedule, I could see him losing 5 or 6 games.
I was about to say that. That's reasonable.
Okay.
12-5, 11-6. That's a playoff team.
That
That might be enough to win a division. We don't know.
I don't think so because I think San Fran's going to be healthy next year.
Do you think San Fran got the better team? Okay.
Look at what they did last year with bits and pieces the entire year. Yeah, I think if San Fran had the ability to have the what is the correct word? Uh, like I think that they like the team Seattle built momentum throughout the entire season because they were a relatively healthy team. I think if the 49ers have that same type of health, I think that they can do the exact same thing.
All right. We'll see next year. What about you, Tom? You never told us who you think
You
will
win
win
a
the
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl.
next year?
Yeah.
Um, See, like it's really early for me. But I don't see why the Seahawks can't run it back. I don't personally don't see why the Seahawks can't run it back. But I don't know, bro. It all depends on who make moves in the offseason,
That's a fact.
who people draft, what crazy blockbuster trades happen, where AJ Brown potentially ends up at as well. Like everything like could potentially play a huge factor into this offseason, bro. So I don't know. You know, people saying AJ Brown end up in Baltimore. Apparently, well, Lamar Jackson won him there, and Derrick Henry won him. So
We'll see. We'll
Yeah, I
certainly
don't know if
see.
that necessarily moves the needle for them as a team, though.
Depends on how much they give up, in my opinion.
then they got some new coaches down there. So coaching do play a factor. Coaching can play a factor.
Yeah, right.
Coaching can make or break the organization. Just gotta keep looking out, see what's up with the drafts. I'm seeing a lot of mock drafts, a lot of different mock drafts as well. Seeing like a possibility of Mendoza might not get draft number 1, which I doubt he. Why wouldn't the
Yes.
Raiders take him at number 1? Doesn't make sense. But then at number 2, who knows who that team in New York drafts? They might just draft a QB that's supposed to be taken in the 6th round at the number 2 pick, and then see the repeat of the entire season all over again. So
Who would you want them to draft in that situation?
we have 2 first-round picks.
Right.
That situation, I would take either Caleb Downs or Arvell Reese, and then with the other pick, I'm seeing us take like Carnell Tate, a receiver. Because let's be honest, there's no other QB to get.
There's not.
No other QBs to get. You can literally wait until the 3rd, 4th round to pick any other QB besides obviously Mendoza. So it's like, why even be so pressed to pick up a QB so early?
Especially because next year's draft class is about to be what Dante Moore. It'll be Arch Manning, a whole bunch of
I
other
mean,
dudes.
next year I didn't really hype on next year either.
It's better than this year.
That's true, but I don't really see too much from Arch Manning at all, besides the last name. Dante Moore, give me like Kyler Murray vibes, bro. Like, and then Diego Pavia is like 5'8", so it's like
Bro,
this draft class of QBs is just terrible, bro. It's really bad.
who knows? It's definitely more of a draft them and send them type draft class, not draft them.
The Jets don't have no time to be sitting nobody unless you make a off
As well,
season off season move with one of these teams, bro.
bro. And this is what's wrong with franchises. You try to win immediately. It's okay to properly rebuild.
Who's the Q? We have no QB right now.
Okay,
Justin Fields not coming back.
build everything else. Get everything else right. So when you get a QB,
Who's
they
going to
can
throw the
survive.
ball? Who's going to be there to throw the ball? Me?
Build everything else. Be continue to be sorry, but build everything else. Stop trying to compete. You're not gonna compete. So just build
But
everything.
that's the thing. How are we
Everything
going to
else.
compete with
Yep.
nobody who going to hike the ball? Like who going to be back there to
You're not
receive?
competing. Tone. You're not competing this year. You're competing like 2 or 3 years from now,
But that's the thing though. To still still at least get a team out there. We only going to have 10 players on the field every play,
bro. I'm saying you're gonna be buns until for like a couple of years.
bro.
This would also just be on brand because y'all just be buns anyway. But now you're buns with no expectations.
We'll see, bro. We'll see.
Bro,
That's all.
we see the formula. I will say, and I think teams should like be more like the Seahawks. Like you don't necessarily need a like generational quarterback to win, as we see. You need a great defense and weapons and a good O line. If you can get that, then you don't have to have a top 5 quarterback. You don't have to find the next best thing. You can go and get a Sam Darnold. You can go and get like a decent quarterback, upper mid quarterback, and compete.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see in the off season what happens.